Hello, you, friend, vagabond in power. Welcome to the stream of consciousness. Today, I want to thank you first because I got feedback for my recent videos, and this encouraged me to keep on making videos on this channel. And yes, I just want to express that I appreciate all kinds of feedback very much. All right, so today as you see, I'm in my room, not out in the forest. I want to speak about signs in life. So things that happen, and you can, if you are vigilant, you can find out these signs or patterns or whatever happens. And later I also want to talk about not being indifferent in life, but walk around with a certain emotional maturity. And what it means, you will hear it, so stay tuned. Yeah, we start with the science. Not with science in the sense of being scientific. No, this one is more spiritual, probably. So, I had in this week 3 experiences I want to share with you, and we will use them as examples. So, one is that I was riding with my bike, and then suddenly I see a falcon. And the falcon, first it appeared on the side, and then I focused on the falcon, and then he flew ahead of me and landed right in the middle of a lantern where I was riding towards. And when I came closer, he started again, and then a crow or a raven followed the falcon and harassed the falcon. As we often see eagles, melons, whatever kind of birds of prey being harassed by crows. And I just embrace this, I always focus on these events when I see some animals, when I encounter them, and I try to find a meaning in it. And especially birds often can appear, and there's so many different of them. So, and what I learned from this immediately, it's like what I mean when I say spiritual downloads is when you are in a certain state, when you are not distracted, and you trust your intuition, and nobody tells you, oh no, you know. When you're in your energy, then you can immediately, you get meaning out of all these things that happen. And I learned from this that the attacks will never stop. So these birds, the falcons, they will always be under attack of ravens, but they will find their own way to deal with this, and so have we to find our own ways to deal with attacks. And yeah, I wrote down that when I experienced this, I wrote down that these attacks never end. Therefore we need resilience, and it helps from time to time to kill a raven, especially if the others watch. But this is a little bit a radical way. But I just want to give this for you to consideration. I'm not saying really killing things. All these what I speak here, you have to understand it in a spiritual sense. But it also already prepares you for not being indifferent about everything. So you need to keep up some energy. You always need to recover your energy, of course, but you need energy to defend yourself against attacks and have resilience, not be surprised by it. Do not look for a life that is free of attacks. They are just there, you live with them, it's okay. Um, Lion don't turn if dog's barking, you know? So we all have different strategies, and a free spirit, a person that lives very self-reliant, like a falcon, let's say, like a falcon, will always need some energy backup and resilience in order to repel attacks. The same is a different strategy is for a narcissistic person, because narcissistic persons, they live off the energy of other persons. They need to consume the energy of other persons. There is no other way for them to feel themselves, to feel their own existence. So they will always need to invest some of their energy that they actually steal. But they will always need to invest some of their energy in order to camouflage themselves and keep their hosts sleeping and not suspecting the abuse. But this just as a side note. Okay, and then another thing I was experiencing, this was today in the morning when I went for a walk, I stumbled upon someone who planted a tree, a small tree. And this for me was a very good sign also, like meeting a falcon is a good sign for me. I'm happy when I meet falcons, and there is different birds that I'm positive about, but for ravens I keep my healthy distance towards them. Okay, but yeah, this was a positive thing too, planting a tree today, because then I helped. The person was a little bit an older lady, and I helped her to dig that hole, and we talked about the tree and stuff like this. So I don't want to put that too much meaning into this now. You can think for yourself, but just keep your eyes open and be positive and ready to perceive and interact, but do not kind of force anything ever. So, and then a third thing was also today afterwards, I went for a walk in the forest, and there I met a very strange lady. I was there in a situation, it smelled strange, and I thought, man, is there maybe boars around or wild pigs? And it was a strange situation. I felt something, and then there came an old lady in a coat. It was very strange, but she was like running, like jogging, but the clothes and the age and nothing fit together there. And I was not indifferent about her. I was like, just stay out of my energy. I don't want to interfere with you at all. And then I moved on, but she she kind of returned there and was around me, and I was sure about this person. I keep her in a distance. If she comes at me, I send her straight. I was thinking in my head, I send her straight to hell, back to hell. But um, it didn't happen. But this was, not being indifferent. Okay, these were the three things I wanted to share with you, the three experiences. And then, yeah, the thing about indifference is, if we go back to the awakening videos or the awakening topic, um, of course, a lot of people might have the same experience. We, at some point, we are, born into life. Like native people are born into a certain country, into a certain place, but we are born like naive into our life. And in the beginning, we might be indifferent, or we might be taught that everybody is equal, everybody is the same, give everybody a chance. Stuff like this. And then you make certain experiences in life, and you might find out that it is not always good to be indifferent and have the same attitude. If I had the same attitude today towards this, like if I think, oh, this old woman that I meet in the forest, they cool, say hello, no. I made my experience, I trust in my intuition, and I want to keep this person in a distance. If I see a raven, I am interested, I watch at the raven or the crow, but I keep a healthy distance, because there is something about the spirit of this animal, that I am not trusting 100%, And on this point, I want to share a Nietzsche quote with you. And the quote is about wisdom. Does wisdom perhaps appear on the earth as a raven which is inspired by the smell of carrion? Yeah, so this Nietzsche quote is about wisdom, apparently, and about ravens. And I think in this context it means that wisdom always has a side taste, or it has this old. There is, it's connected to something old, to something that is already dead or dying, and this is why the raven finds it fascinating. The ravens eat carrion. They eat on pictures of Viking mythology, whatever. They on the battlefield, they eat the eyes of the dead, and so this is a very negative picture of the raven. But this is what Nietzsche refers to when he says that the raven is inspired by the smell of carrion, and he relates this to wisdom. So this is the old, the dead, the being too wise, too cold, instead of being young, but naive, but just doing the things without thinking too much about it, So, and this, the whole thing, it remembers me of, we might be naive in the beginning and make our mistakes, but we enjoyed the mistakes and it was okay, we did them. There's no way around, we have to do them. And Nietzsche would say, yes, this is life. Appreciate the way, no matter what it is. You have to make the mistakes. It's perfect. It's young, it's alive, it's fiery. And then you get more wise, and you should never lock into this and say, this is now the right way. There's so many people who are locked in an enlightened experience they had, and then they stuck in this forever. So, in other words, keep on Keep on moving, keep in motion, keep the change up. You're not there yet. And also, all wisdom is not the one way. There is no one way. A belief in a one way, or right or wrong, is splitting. Again, I have to refer to narcissists, because this is what they do. They do splitting all the time. They cannot help but doing it. This is the way they perceive the world, because they do not have the intuition, which is beyond that simple way to perceive life. It means to see all the colors, all the emotions, to have all the information of all experience you ever made, because you connected to your inner self. And even the experiences of your ancestors, you can all use it in one moment. Zack, boom, you have it. You see? And splitting means you get just the information that you perceive in that moment, and you analyze it on a cognitive level and put it into categories like good, bad, white, black. Clever, smart, versus wise. So you might say it's good to be clever, but then you learn being wise is even better, and then you stuck on the wise. And Nietzsche says no. This is all not the highest form to comprehend things. So yeah, don't get stuck in a one-way, one-trick pony. Do not stop. Don't think you're there yet. Never. And Nietzsche also said another thing, and I don't give you the whole quote. Just it is an important thought of him to, in the end, become child again. So we want to go back to the state where we willingly do things that would be a mistake in the perception of a person that is too much controlled. Nietzsche wants us to be yes-sayers. They just say yes and stumble in life again. But this will be another topic for another video. I think I got a little bit off the road today, but who cares, right? I think I found myself off the road. And I hope you found me and I found you. So stay tuned in this or a parallel universe.